guys, I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know how to set up your Epson ecotank for sublimation. I got into sublimation by doing research on Facebook groups, and for some reason I felt like I didn't have a 1, 2, 3 step guide on how to do it, so I'm here to show you that today. So the Epson ecotanks are available at your local Staples, Office Depot, Walmart, Costco, etc. This one I have is the ecotank 2720. This was $1.99, and it's pretty easy and self-explanatory on how to set up. There is a bigger version of this one. It's called the ET 1500, or it's 15,000. I couldn't remember, but it's just a bigger version of this. This one only prints up to 8.5 by 11.5, and the other ecotank prints up to 13 by 19. So you just get bigger prints. So once you pick up your ecotanks, and trust me, they are going to be hard to find right now because of the COVID and the pandemic that's happening. Once you get your printer, go ahead and find a workspace that is, nice and flat, because the tanks, once they have the ink in them and it tips over and it does spill, it can spill out and that can ruin the printer. So make sure it's a nice flat surface. Go ahead and plug it in and go ahead and let it initialize. It's going to initialize for about 10 to 15 minutes, maybe less. After it initializes, it's actually going to pop up on the actual screen here, and it's going to tell you to install the inks. So that's what I'm going to be showing you today, of how easy this is. As you see here, I have the Cosmo ink, sublimation ink. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to fill the cartridges. So what you're going to do after it initializes and you've turned it on, this is where you fill the ink. It says black, yellow, magenta, and cyan. You pop these blue things open here. And we're going to start from one color at a time. I have tried to do 2 colors and I feel like I get confused even though it's just simple. So just go slow and do 1 color at a time. Cosmo inks, they're probably one of the best inks out there. They sell out in less than 5 minutes every time. So if you want Cosmos inks, you have to be on the go when they say to order it, because they will sell out. These are keyed bottles, and as you see here, these are keyed holes. So all you have to do is take the ink, pop it on, and now if you can look down here, you see that the ink is actually filling up in the cartridges. There's no mess, there's no syringes, there's no overflowing of anything. Everything is just filling into the tank. So after you fill it up, you take it off and then screw the lid back on and keep going through your colors. Now, just a tip and a reminder, when you receive this printer, it is going to have the regular printer ink in the box. Do not put that ink into these tanks. If you do, you're going to have a really hard time getting that ink out. So just set that aside and put your ink for sublimation into your printer. So once you've done that, you're going to close them like this. You're going to go to your settings. It's going to say maintenance, printer setup, network settings, and we're going to do maintenance. And there's one that says nozzle check. We're going to do head cleaning. So you're going to click OK and click start cleaning. It's then going to ask you to turn in a piece of paper, and that's what I'm going to be doing now. You add in your paper here, and once it's done doing its head cleaning, it will then print the page. You want to do this a couple of times to show you if the ink is actually going through the lines of the printer. So it does take about 3 minutes, and it's just cleaning the heads to push the ink and purge the ink through. Now, while that's doing that, I wanted to go over a couple of pieces of things that you would need. There is a link that we have on our Facebook group, so if you look at that, you will be able to see. This is a brand of sublimation paper. It's called TextPrint R. This is what you want to use if you plan on selling any sublimation transfers for people that don't have a sublimation printer that want to use sublimation transfers. This is probably going to run you about $18 for 110 sheets. You then have the one that you can get from Amazon, and this is what I use. It's called A-Sub. And the A-Sub paper is, honestly, there's not a difference. But you always want to get the 120G. If you get the 125G, it will leave a lot of ink on the paper. You want to get lint roller. Always lint roll your items, whatever you're sublimating. That's including mugs, that's including anything that you get. You want to make sure you wipe off any surfaces. You want to get heat transfer tape, so that way when you lay the transfer down, it does not move. So these are some of the things that you can get, especially the ink, to set up your sublimation printer. So you're now just letting it clean the heads, and we'll be back in a moment.